A dramatic reading from Twitch chat. When I look into Cubby's eyes, it feels like I'm dreaming. He speaks for even a moment, and I'm struck by lightning, overcome by his soft baritone, the subtle brilliance of his analytics. I love his eyes, I love his nose, I love his mouth. I love the way he looks at me, I love the way he talks to me. I can't stop thinking about him. I can't stop thinking about Cubby. Pulled directly from the Twitch chat. Welcome to game. It is game number 2 between Maryville and 100 Thieves Next. Matt, we did just see a victory for 100 Thieves Next. They did just power out of their late game win. I think it's unfair to pitch this next game as the same stakes. After all, Maryville are eliminated, but there is still an opportunity for them to kind of knock 100 Thieves down a peg. They're going into playoffs all but undefeated. Surely that's the angle, right? You want to create a weakness before we head in.
Well, I think it's also a unique opportunity for both teams to... I hate using this phrase in analysis because most people think I'm memeing whenever I say it, but it's a great time for both teams to limit test. But it's true. Neither of these teams are going to be knocked in or out of playoffs based on the results of this one game. And for 100 Thieves Next, maybe it is a point of pride that they don't drop a game here. But maybe they want to try something new, try something fancy that they haven't been feeling, confident enough to pull out in games with playoff implications or something like that. So that's what I want to see from both sides. I just want to see something completely off the wall. As Rafa and the lads said, something spicy coming out from not only Maryville University, but 100 Thieves Next as well.
I love that we've kept the phrase Rafa and the lads. Producer Lauren has hit the dramatic music, which means we're into the draft. Maryville start things off, and they've learned, I'm not quite sure why the Karma Band needs to come through, but, blue side. We do get a TF and a Graves.
My big guess about that is that Copy plays it as well, so you just get both those off the table, take away the flexibility of that pick, take away the Volibear as well, so that's like half of the draft of 100 Thieves Next last game taken away.
No Kindred ban, worth noting. No A Soul ban, worth noting.
Oh, come on.
I'm just saying I'd be excited. Let's talk our way through these pick patterns, though, as Maryville. Do we get the Bear of the last game, and we get an Ezreal in the bot lane for 100 Thieves.
I want to see either this Bear go over to Niles, or Niles be put onto, as someone in the chat put it, Smurf duty.
Okay.
I felt like he did a fantastic job earlier on in the lane. Yes, he died a lot. I'm not denying that. Don't call me out on that. But he died very gracefully. He lost pressure.
I'm getting little flashbacks to Coach Clendaniel. The spirit of death. I don't know.
If he could just die a few more times, I think that's really what we need to be looking for here.
Thanks, Coach Clendaniel. Amazed that mug causes that transformation. If you don't know, that's his mug from the LPL, and I kid you not, it literally says Niberia on it. Can you show that to the camera? It's like the biggest caster ego mug I've ever seen. Who gets a mug with their own name on it? Come on. That's what
Former LPL commentators, that's who.
Pantheon will come through for Maryville to back up their Volibear. So that's a double dunk squad. 100 Thieves Next will grab themselves the Zoe in Kenvy's hands in the mid lane. Ooh. Producer Lord pulling out the assurance.
Oh, I really want to see this Aaliyah now as well. Oh no, I spilled. I spilled, TJ.
You spilled your custom cup all over your shirt.
See,
they don't call it
perfectly
Challengers
covered by the
Uprising.
microphone.
They don't call it Challengers Uprising because it doesn't abbreviate to cup. We're here to talk about all the greatest mugs as we head into game. I do want to highlight that Zoe, though, because Copy in the mid lane is so damn good on the character. You also get Kenvy onto the Kindred. So this looks real good. Okay, Challengers Cup Rising continues, but I'm pretty sure one of those is a mug, and the other one's like a thermos, so...
There are varieties of cup, TJ. I don't know why you're being so discriminatory towards these cups. Let them live. 100 Thieves picking up Kenvy's Kindred. And look, I'm sure it's Kindred, Zoe, Ezreal, all very fun. I'm all in about this Maryville composition, though. Pantheon, Volibear. I'm going to have a good time. I know this is going to be a good game. I know I'm going to have fun with this one. That's all I wanted. That's really all I wanted.
That is the full dunk squad done. If this Maryville team get to the mid-game, both those characters are ahead, you're going to see some of the coolest engages. My worry is just 100 Thieves may have outdrafted that off of the sole pickup of the Kindred, because it's no good having a whole lot of burst and a whole lot of engage. Oh, dear lord.
Oh, man. Please, just continue to surprise and amaze me,
Okay.
Maryville.
It's no good having all
Shoutouts
that
to
engage
Maryville.
and all that burst damage if you're instantly going to get picked up by a Lamb's Respite.
It's better. Keep going.
Okay, I'm interested, Maryville. You've almost got us. Tell me more.
Come on. Lock it. I don't want to do any.
Woo!
Yeah, Vel'Koz.
Okay,
Hell
that
yeah,
actually
I'm in.
might still, that might be a placeholder, right? That happens sometimes. So we got to be careful.
Really,
But
I'm
it's
so in. I'm so in. I'm just so
That's
unbelievably
support. That's Vel'Koz support. We have producer Lauren with the confirmation. Vel'Koz support will be coming through.
in. So is that Pantheon mid, Volibear jungle, Aurelia top?
That's my read.
Could
also be Pantheon
These
jungle.
team fights are going to be so much fun. All right, I'm going to act it out for you, chat. You're going to come in. Pantheon's going to be like, "Meow." Then you're going to have the bear jumping in like this, and then you're going to have lasers coming in
Pantheon
from Vel'Koz.
support.
What?
Producer Joe's in our ear. Yeah, sorry to interrupt what I'm sure was going to be a beautiful prediction. But Pantheon is the support.
I'm in. I'm so excited. It's so much fun. People always tell me the best League of Legends is exemplary of the stratagems available to the teams at the time and the best use of the meta and all that. No, the best League of Legends, I agree with Coach Quinn Daniel, the best League of Legends is when it's fun. And let me tell you, Maryville has a fun as hell composition, and I'm genuinely just so ready to get into the game. I'm so excited.
The best League of Legends is the League of Legends you don't see coming. 100 Thieves next. In fact, a little bit of a surprise into the back half of their roster. That set will pop out there. Presumably up in the top lane versus the Volibear. We've seen that matchup before, and I believe Set absolutely destroyed it because he can just take the close range fights and win the burst engages, right? Which means that I'm already a little bit worried for Maryville.
Fine.
But hear me
Fine.
out. You could... Actually, no, they couldn't do that. Okay, no, alright, Aurelia top. We're fine, actually, because it's not into the Volibear. I had to work it through. That is Volibear jungle, which I'm still not used to.
So I'm really interested in this because I know that one of Tenacity's signature picks is the Aurelia. Are we going to get a replay of the great Pantheon? Continue me.
Absolutely majestic.
Yep, that's a great Vel'Koz. That's a fantastic.
And a wiggle?
I stand by it. I stand by it. That is exactly how that team fight is going to look. And then there's the Aurelia who's going to be like, zero.
Producer Joe, I'm disappointed because we didn't get the 360 shot you're so famous for.
Oh, right. Hold on.
Just saying. Well, we had the wiggle. Oh!
And then she's going to go, zero.
Challenger's Uprising production cannot be matched. Don't let anyone ever tell you otherwise.
And that's how Maryville
casting on the other hand.
and I'm still ready for it. So if we want to talk analytically about this, I don't know why you would, because we've already talked about the most important thing, the fun aspect of it. I'm excited to see what this Aurelia is going to be able to do, because 100 Thieves Tenacity, this is one of his best champions, and it's being played into him by Niles. So this is like the top lane flex matchup that I was waiting for and expecting game one. It's like, I'm the best top laner. No, I'm the best top laner. Like flex and muscles. I don't have muscles to flex, so you just have to pretend there's like a bicep forming here. And that's kind of what I'm looking for. I'm looking for biceps to form in the top lane, whether it's onto that Set, who already has plenty, the Aurelia, who also already has plenty. It's a really buff team coming out from Maryville University.
I think the analysis kind of run dry halfway
Yeah,
through.
I
don't
don't-
know what happened afterwards.
It doesn't matter.
Well, it doesn't matter to Maryville. You're right. This has no more playoff implications for Maryville.
Well, not like that. I mean, the analysis doesn't matter. The true analysis, TJ, is how many muscles are on each team. And in that way, Maryville have won the draft heavily.
Okay.
Look
The
at Volibear's
thing I
pecs. They're massive.
The thing I would highlight is that there is plenty more SGC to go around, right? We're heading to playoffs in the upcoming weeks. Our best of 3 quarterfinals will be on July 15th and 16th. Semifinals on the 22nd, 23rd. And of course, our finals are on July 29th. So if you just happen to have Google Calendar open, slap those in there. But we have other SGC tournaments still going. He's got Google Calendar open. He's slapping it in there. For instance, the Big League, which is going on, which is already in their playoffs. These two teams are still in the bracket. So if Maryville can find a crack in the 100 Thieves next armor here, it matters much more for the rest of the tournaments that are ongoing.
Absolutely. And this is on a non-jokey, having fun level. This is kind of what I was hoping for coming out from Maryville University. This is the limit testing. This is seeing how far they can go with the composition that they're just feeling. Like, all right, sure, Pantheon support with an Aphelios AD carry. Let's see how that goes. Let's see how Vel'Koz does into Zoe in competitive. Let's try out all these things. Niles, you want to carry it up? Go for it, man.
Look,
and that's what I'm excited to see.
I don't want to doubt Wolf's Claw, but I'm not on board with Vel'Koz into Zoe. I feel like that matchup is just over before it begins. Okay, make a case for me, Matt. How does Vel'Koz beat Zoe?
I'm trying, TJ, but I'm failing, and that's why I went,
Okay.
Let me think about this. All right, so if the Zoe disconnects her keyboard, she has no way to Sleepy Trouble Bubble the Vel'Koz, who's a very stationary mid.
Oh, we just got word from producer Joe. She's actually disconnected her PC, and she's not in the game right now. That's why we're waiting. Okay, Vel'Koz currently beating Zoe in lane. Continue.
And that's exactly what they need to do. They need to keep having the mid laners disconnect, and then the Vel'Koz is going to easily win this matchup. My one argument would be...
So, if I'm building a serious pitch for the Vel'Koz in Zoe lane, which, to be fair, I haven't seen a whole lot of, because, I'll be blunt, it's not something that comes up in competitive. You can, during the early phase, when Zoe doesn't have the ability to just sit out of lane, when Zoe has to lane, I think this Vel'Koz actually will be terrifying to Zoe, because it's going to be very difficult for the Zoe to have enough control of the map to actually lane, and that's the hope, right? If Wolf's Claw can bully copy in lane, stop him from getting free farm, I believe. I just think once we get out of it, Zoe and, well, to be fair, everything else on the 100 Thieves next side is just going to be able to throw things around the map onto the more static players of Maryville.
Well, no, because the Vel'Koz, I mean, once you get into the laning phase, the problem you're going to have as the Zoe is, granted, if she's going to be roaming into the side lanes, yeah, there's nothing Vel'Koz can do about that. Pre-6, Vel'Koz absolutely abuses her, because you can get the knockups, you can get the slows, she has no mobility built into her kick. But post-6, she's still kind of screwed, because the E, she always comes back to the same spot after her ultimate. I got there. She always comes back to the same spot after her ultimate, so you're guaranteed to get that knockup if you time it right, and that goes into the 100-0 combo from the Vel'Koz. When she's not ulting, this is the Glacial Augment build, so you're going to be slowing her the hell down. There's no way that she's going to be able to escape. So, hell yeah, full send the Vel'Koz.
Alright. Full 180. Welcome to the game. We get to see whether Maryville's off-the-wall draft can make a difference. This is, again, not a playoff implication for either teams. 100 Thieves are pretty much locked at this point. They are literally locked at this point, sorry. If they lose this, this will be their only second game loss of the season here at Challengers Uprising. They have not lost a series. Maryville have taken close games against 100 Thieves before, but this would be their first win versus them in Challengers Uprising, for what it's worth.
There we go, Glacial Augment, like we said. Very low cooldowns on items going to be coming out. So this is going to be dangerous for copy in the early stages of laning. Later stages of laning, there is a chance, but Wolf's Claw is packing Cleanse. So, like, this is...
Oh, he has Cleanse as well. I didn't realize that. Of course he does. Obviously.
It's the big brain.
Iron Caster. Blue buff start here for Kenvi, and that's kind of the story I want to focus in on. Kenvi versus Iconic in the jungle. That is a jungle Volibear, something that our second matchup tonight, actually. Mike Young has been playing a ton of jungle volley. So I'm glad we managed to pull it in here. I'm glad we're getting a little bit of preview of that should it come through.
I want to see this bottom lane. I'm going to be honest. I don't really like it into the Thresh and Ezreal. You can get some lockdown onto the Thresh. The Ezreal can just jump out. And that's sort of where I worry about the Pantheon. But level 6 roams towards the mid lane are going to be strong.
Producer Joe, you can't just flex on everyone in chat like that.
Oh man,
Like
look
a
at that.
third-person
360?
action game.
360?
I don't do that to him. It's too much. Come on, Producer Joe's trying his hardest. I like to.
He's gonna come in afterwards and be like, "Shut up." Producer Joe would never do that, but I would imagine he wants to now.
I like to picture Producer. Okay, we'll stall this up, Niles. Wants the early push into Tenacity, who is in trouble. No disengage. He's been sitting on his haymaker.
Oh,
Flash
beautiful
to
flash though from Tenacity. He might be able to find it. Flash away. Double flash. Icon comes in. First one over to Kenby. Tenacity gets taken out as well. The 1-for-1 so far. What a trade. Shady going for the level 2 roam. I'm so in. I'm loving this from Maryville.
He's in trouble. Flash over the wall. Shady for the stun. Ignites burning, but Copy's got the heal. He will survive. What a game back.
And Otto's coming up too. Oh no! Flashes over the Q. The stun lands on the Otto. Otto's in trouble now. Wolf's Claw will be able to make it out under the turret. Otto so low. One more. Otto. There he goes.
Chat, can we get an F for the flashes already burned? Can you press F to burn chat's flashes as well, please? Just want to make sure that we're on the same page. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 flashes that have just been burned in the first minute of gameplay.
This is exactly what I wanted today. This is, you know, I was expecting we were going to have some incredibly tight games, and this is looking to be one as well, but I wasn't expecting us to have incredibly fun games as well. Because sometimes you'll have those games that are incredibly close to like 28 minutes, and then it's one team fight, and that's the game. Boring game.
I just opened up chat to see if they were pressing F, and thanks chat, they were. But they're also pointing out that Zoe flashed twice, so technically that's 10 flashes.
Neither of us know how to count. Oh, Kenby's in trouble.
Kenby might be in trouble. Shady down bottom will go in onto Eon. There's the lantern to keep him safe. Matchup up top did result in Kenby surviving. He manages to get away from that shenanigans on a sliver of HP.
Copy's just invading the jungle. Has smite! And takes away the Gromp. I love this game. I love League of Legends. Holy cow.
Producer Joe, we're bringing us the mid lane look again as Copy narrowly survived this. I was very impressed. Shady with the flash over the wall. Copy's got one. There's the second.
And then you think it's over. Value was just sitting in the bush waiting. Just the image of an Aphelios like bush stalking someone like he's a Rengar. Just be like, all right, if anyone comes out of here, I'm gonna hit him with like 90 damage. They're gonna be missing that health pot.
He's really quite bad as a bush stalker because he's just got so many guns he can't hold them all. He keeps dropping them, making
Whenever
noise.
he moves, you just hear a bunch of clinking going on. It's just like, it's just like I think someone might be in there. Mechanic's not level 6, so I'm not feeling this dive. But Shady's got D.
Oh,
alright, never mind. I was wrong. I apologize, but looks like Niles is going to get moved over the top lane as well. No ultimate available, so Tenacity just gonna suplex him out of there. Goodbye, Niles. Oh, goodbye, Kenby. All right.
Kenby just catching the turret shots. I'm so shady. What are you doing? playing baseball and everyone's the thrower and the catcher simultaneously. It's a great passing play happening.
And Niles is just ready to go in. Not going to be able to find the stun, though. And the animated penguin dab. So we were talking, to anyone who's new to Challengers Uprising, TJ and I, for the pre-show, normally do podcast rankings for champions. Let's take a look at this dive first, and then I'll tell you what we're going to try and rank next. That's just a dead auto. Shady with the E, able to block all of the damage.
Wait, Shady's like safe. How does this happen? Shady's like all the way out. What's he doing? What are you doing?
What if back in, what? I was gonna jokingly be like, but what if he just went back in? And then that's exactly what he did.
Oh my lord. Tenacity's still going. Niles!
1 from 1 off of the top lane. Alright, so let's talk win conditions here, chat. I think the win condition for either of these teams is they just stop fighting for 5 seconds.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to catch for like a solid second. I am
this game.
trying to survive here.
Why is Value just top lane? Oh, 8 minutes, Rift Herald, it makes sense. Alright, take out Kenvi, and they should rotate this into a Rift Herald. Thank you, Maryville. We have some sanity in this game still. You know, I know that Hextech Revolver on Wolf's Claw is going to be going into the GLP 800, but I kind of just want it to be going into a Proto Belt. Like, that would be... Can you imagine how terrifying it would be if a Vel'Koz just Proto Belted into you? It would be so confusing. It'd be bad, but it'd be confusing.
Shout out to the CS clear from Niles. He deals with the bot lane behind this turret, then goes in to fight it. Eon, of course, is like, we win this, and Niles says, oh, my bad.
Wolf's Claw's coming in.
Real quick.
This is going to be a 3 versus 2 if Niles survives.
I didn't realize they added a deathmatch mode to League of Legends. Oh, I would like to apologize to the...
Nexus Blitz, TJ.
Yeah, I would like to apologize to the Twitch chat. I recognize a lot of you tuned in here for NA Amateur Play. Unfortunately, we did get the feeds mixed. This is a live feed of the LPL games. Real sorry about that confusion. We'll get it fixed.
You sound a little different today, Raz.
First strike of the game somehow just got picked up. It'll go over to 100 Thieves.
Okay, so let's slow things down a little bit. I'm not sure if I'm talking to us or to the teams, but you know what? We'll figure it out. State of the game so far. Maryville were able to pick up that Rift Herald around 8 minutes, so beautiful rotation from them into that. There's another 1v1 on the top lane, and they're just gonna keep fighting, TJ. Are you going for the all-in, Niles?
Because he wins these. Okay, maybe not that one. But like in theory, man, hear him out.
Okay. I don't know about that, TJ. Dragon for Rift Herald. So if Maryville are able to find a turret off there, Rift Herald is going to be fantastic. Iconic's down here in the bottom lane to try and pressure this. They have a lot of dive pressure. So that's, I suspect, what's going to happen. And I have to get all that out within 10 seconds because that's the only time we have between fights.
Man, we need to do games that don't have any playoff implications more often.
Oh, yeah. Any of these teams want to do show matches?
Is here on the flank. Eon is trying to get away. That won't stop him. You think behind your second tier tower is safe. Iconic still wants to fight.
So does Wolfclaw. I'm loving this for Maryville. Look, I'm not going to say this would have been more successful last game, because it wouldn't have been, but like, hell yeah. Glad to see it now.
Ult into the mid lane. That's now down for a while, but it's fine. Kenvi is here nearby. I guarantee you they go for this. Little do they know, Wolf's Claw is here as well. Did they turn around once they know?
He's stepping up a little bit too far. Oh, beautiful knockdown.
Auto's in the area as well.
This should be a dead Wolf's Claw. No, but Shady and Iconic are here, the flash away from Kenvi. I love it. I love it.
Stop!
This can be dead. No, Lamb's Respite is popped, as has been the box.
He's
and I'll
popped?
take out
Oh my
Shady.
god. Copy ends his life. Goodbye to Sadie.
This is great. This is so fun.
Yeah, I would like to be like... Anyway, back to our analysis. But 100 Thieves, you just seem to be, you know, executing a very high level of strategy. Sitting behind their turrets and waiting for Maryville to fight them.
And Maryville are answering with a strategy of their own of, let's fight, screw it.
Shut her up! Value will be fine. There's the root. Kenby will go down as a result. Auto's just fighting, he's just turning, and they've got a TP, a play, and here comes Dion. Big damage, theoretically, but he can't find value, and the TP's come through from Tenacity, not quite in time to save Kenby or Auto.
Oh my
but
god,
he's still going!
Power from Tenacity! The suplex of destiny! There goes value. Copy now gonna try and survive in the enemy side's red buff, and ironically, that's the safest spot for him right now. This fantastic League of Legends. I like to point out that Shady is the strongest member on the side of Maryville University with a 5-3 KDA, so just keep that in mind, chat.
For the real player. Very cool. Thanks, producer Joe, for reminding us all of the stakes. Of course, Maryville has already been knocked out of qualification, which is why this. It is why this. 100 Thieves are already guaranteed qualification.
Your analysis has scaled linearly with the level of macro play in the game. It's just
Well,
like,
I
yeah,
am losing brain cells, I'm not going to lie.
we have to go back to a series with playoff implications after this, TJ. How are we going to adjust?
I don't know. He doesn't know.
But
Tenacity just runs right past him.
What? The fact that Niles and Iconic standing in the tri-brush there was the right play is just boggling my mind. Okay, here comes the ultimate. Kenby is going to get stunned. Does have the lantern out. Finds the way out. Now Wolf's Claw is low. Kenby's still alive. Finally he gets taken out, as does Otto. And Niles now having to run behind with no tower. Copy not going to be able to find it just yet. There goes the Sleepy Trouble Bubble. Tenacity from over the wall. Tries to get the pull, but it's going to be denied by his own mid laner. It's very cruel, but Copy's got to keep up that KDA game, now 4-0. I'd like to get a report if any of Rafa or the lads could DM me. How are your fantasy predictions looking with this game?
They're the absolute fools. They waited their fantasy predictions on this.
Right.
Iconic.
Okay.
Oh.
So that was,
I was like,
oh,
he lanterned out, and then there's a disintegration ray, and then I'm like, oh, he's dead, and then he gets a double kill, because of course he does. We'll pull off the Vel'Koz.
Then here's this, where Copy rudely steals the kill from Tenacity. Don't know why that's going on.
Oh, I have just gotten word. This is actually the result of an overdose of Galaxy Cream by both teams, so really unfortunate.
There are other side effects. It's not one of them, but... Oh my god, Shady's in trouble. Still alive for the time being. And meanwhile, in the mid lane, apparently there's another fight going on, because why the hell not? Still flashes him under tower with like 2 HP!
That's cool to be madman. It's just to remind people who's in charge. 100 Thieves are desperately trying to get out. Yelling, get me out! They'll take the Drake. Tenacity's not, mind you. He's having a great time, but the rest of his team... Would I pick like to be in a different video game? They are trying to reach that. Man, what if Maryville win this? Have they just solved the strategy? Have they figured it out?
Yeah! I think
this is actually how you do the 100 American meta. If you're a member of the amateur scene.
I honestly a little bit believe that this is the next evolution of the North American meta, TJ, and I'm personally all for it. NA-RAM is old hat, guys. It's now going to be NAX splits. I'll work on it. I've got time.
Naxus split. No, no.
That just sounds very southern. That just sounds like my grandparents. Yeah, you want to come down and play some Naxus splits, Matthew? I'm like, no, Grandma, I'm good. How did you figure out a computer?
I like to play real gameplay. Thanks, Grandma. Okay, you might be like Tenacity's in trouble. He's going to proc the Haymaker. Here comes Kenby. Into the bush. Tag team rumble. We're playing a fighting game. Copy over the wall. They've got the kill. Goodbye.
Combo. That ain't Shady. Here comes the bear. Rawr, he dives dives into the Lamb's respite. Suplex out, he's gonna take him down.
Oh yeah!
A full team 5v5 developing down bottom. 100 Thieves will be able to disengage. Niles is already
Brain cell
lost
count
both
on the screen because I'm currently sitting at 0. There goes Copy. So I suspect he is as well. No, the lantern! Oh my god, Otto, you're clean! I think Otto's the only one still genuinely trying to win the game as fast as possible. Woo! Everyone else is very solidly limit testing. And I am so in.
testing the limits of my sanity. They are.
Yeah. Flash
Wolf's
play
Claw.
from Otto. Tenacity coming in. Will get the pull back. There's the kill onto Wolf's Claw. That should be the end of the fight, but considering how this game is going, I suspect it won't be.
Oh, it can be. They're just hanging out.
I love how with the way Copy has been playing so unbelievably suicidally, still 6-0.
Man, how did we go from game 1 of this series, which was like a close, down-to-the-wire match, a truly competitive League of Legends, worthy of an Academy team on both sides, to this? And why didn't we try it sooner? That's my follow-up.
Yeah, that's the real problem. I hope we're going to get it next game as well. This is so much fun.
Eon has just discovered that if he spends the True Shot Barrage on cooldown, he'll get more damage over the course of the game.
That's true.
Tenacity has had Niles
For the fantasy
inside the
points.
jungle. He should be dead. Niles is some fancy footwork. Oh my god, Happy
Can be
Feet
sound.
finally go down. Iconic sits there, and now this fight gets dangerous. Tenacity wants the kill though, and he'll get it. Flash away. Iconic on the flank. Can't find the kill. Will have to flash over the wall himself into the Baron pit as Wolf's Claws dropping some maneuvers of his own to stay ahead of the death sentence.
And I'd like to point out to the people who were confused by our lack of conviction calling out the Zoe Vel'Koz matchup, since we both took Galaxy Brain, we predicted something was going to be weird about the matchup. And I think, in our defense, I'd like to point out that the Zoe is winning the matchup handily with a 30 CS and 3 kill lead. So,
Was Twitch chat angry at us? Did Twitch chat know that matchup already?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, then Twitch chat, you were wrong. Take a look at this. 6-0 for Coffee, 3-2 for
Shady.
the Vel'Koz.
Here comes the bear! Roar! He dives into the Lamb's respite. The suplex out and gonna take him down.
Oh yeah!
Shout out to
I stand by that call 110%. Niles is just back in, teleport flank with nobody here. The legitimate 1v5. Can he find it, TJ? He's still alive somehow in the back line.
Oh,
Almost
dear Lord.
finds Envy. Shady goes in. Gonna be able to find the stun. Tenacity still alive. Oh, this is a replay. I lost my mind. I was casting a fight. I was like, wait a minute, this looks familiar. Oh.
We've been down this street before. In your defense back. It is excellent practice. You'll be ready for the next team fight.
Oh, luckily for us, that'll be happening in about 20 seconds, apparently. So, we'll be good. I'd like to report to everyone in Twitch chat that TJ is now crying laughing. Genuine shout out to both Maryville
Get me
and
out, 100
giving us-
feet!
Oh
Get
no,
me
it's
out!
another fight! Wolf's Claw still alive. Disintegration Ray will find one. Kenvy being chased out into, I'd like to point out, not his jungle, checking my notes. Tenacity comes in, there's the suplex. Niles still alive. Tries to put the damage down. Double stun. Beautiful, but Tenacity's still alive. Blade of the Ruin King doing wonders for him. Kenvy picks up Shady, and Tenacity chasing off around the map. We're going to see a second kill
Free me
come
from
here
this
in short order.
prison! Yes, 100 Thieves! Set us all free! Break the cage that binds us to this cursed series!
Beautiful teleport there from Tenacity. This is exactly the macro play we'd expect from the #1 team of North American Amateur. Teleporting right in front of the tower on the minion that was going to get targeted last to establish dominance.
Oh man. There was this like video that dropped today that was all about how 100 Thieves players are like the future. They're going to win worlds. They're going to take the world by storm.
So many
Don't get me-
people tuned
don't get me
in
wrong, I think
expecting that,
TJ
and they got that game #1. Don't get me wrong. But they're getting it even more game number 2, and that's what I'm here to defend.
See, you actually were so right. Thank you so much for highlighting talent here in North America. Because, as we are seeing, sometimes they forget to do it themselves. Lifeform Disintegration Ray. That fight is maybe my favorite part, because it's so optimistic. There's like no way he lives 10 seconds.
Okay, this is not a replay. We've seen this similar fight 7 times, but it's not the same variety.
It's
not good. Go with the true jumper.
Hot off the rack. Fresh team fight.
This is the mass production team fights. You know how there's some boutique brands that only make one thing once, like Ferrari? This is the Honda of games for team fights. Like, they just pump out quality team fights minute after minute. They're really gunning for it, man.
I'm not gonna lie, I think the quality's down a little bit. Why are they? They haven't even broken an inhibitor turret yet. They're just here taking away values turrets. Those are the wrong turrets, 100 Thieves. It's the big ones, not the little ones. Oh, inside the fountain. Oh, he's stuck into the fountain as well.
Oh, nice.
Help me. No! 100 Thieves! Get me out!
Disintegration rate, lambs for spite. They're up. Oh, no! Inside the base! Oh, no! Kenton's gonna pick up Iconic as well. The triple kill for Coffee. This cursed game, TJ, with a quadra kill. He's gonna go into the record books.
They're not. Oh.
I've been updated by Rafa, who said that they will update Fantasy after this game. So, I'm excited to see how that goes. There's not enough Galaxy Cream in the world for this one. Oh no! No! The hook on spot! What a
Let it
beautiful
die!
game coming out.
Tell us
100
if you have
Thieves
to.
gets the 2-0, and what a convincing game it was. I'm just kind of bopping along to the cheery music while I recover, you know, like, yeah.
It's taking me a while to recover from that.
I see, TJ. The beautiful thing is that we're the casters. We get to talk about whatever the hell we want to after the game. I really pity the analyst desk after this one because they gotta break that thing down for us.
Oh my god. They have to, like, actually build a content segment around it, like, explain what happened in the game. Whereas us, Matt, what have you been watching on TV recently?
I've been watching the CW's Legends of Tomorrow, which is, like, objectively... Yeah.
No, I see a through line here, because you enjoy that show and you enjoy that last game.
Yeah, it's just constant fighting. There's not really a whole lot of plot threads, and it just kind of goes and goes. And then sometimes they make parodies out of things, like how that was a parody of League of Legends. They did a parody of E.T. In Season 3. They did one of, like, the A-Team. That was really fun. So that's what I've been... How about you? What have you been consuming in terms of mass media?
David Attenborough documentaries. Things that relax me. Things that calm my beating heart. Stats.
I don't know what I don't know what the producers want us to do with this one. But, that sure is a lot of gold that 100 Thieves got by constantly fighting from minute... what was it? Minute 4 was when there were already 5 kills.
Yep.
And 10 flashes blown into 24 minutes. So that's about roughly how much of a gold lead you get through that. It's 12k. So if anyone's ever wondering, geez, how much gold would I get if we just fought constantly for 24 minutes? 12k is the advantage you would get if you were on the winning side of that.
Okay. I never needed those stats, but I got them now.
You know, no one really does these studies, so I appreciate that we're able to do them here in Challengers Uprising.
You did a really good job. We do have an incredible second series tonight. Anu will take on Supernova. That match is for playoff implications. Congratulations off the back of this to 100 Thieves next are now fully locked in. And the best of consolations to Maryville University, who despite a strong season and a strong performance overall, have been unable to make playoffs. The Challengers Uprising tournaments will continue for today. We have one more game, and it will be a banger We do, of course, also have playoffs coming up, so don't tune out. Up next, the analyst desk has to break down that match. I'm going to leave that to Rafa and the lads, Matt, because I really, really do not envy them. Thank you so much for watching. We're going to throw to the analyst desk. We're going to get out of here. My name has been TJ, joined by Niberia. We'll see you later.